Hey queens, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about my before and after, so hopefully you guys clicked on it because of that, because that wasn't clickbait, and no, I didn't get a BBL, and I'm going to explain to you from start to the end of how I got to where I am right now. Okay, so let's start with that my weight was fluctuating. I was fluctuating to 130, okay, so let's start about my weight fluctuation. I was going from 115 to 147 back and forth consistently. So mind you, my body fat percentage in the picture that I am 137, it was about 30%, and it carried on even after like I was a 120-ish, 115-ish. I would still have a high body fat percentage, and it's because I was unaware about how important high body fat percentage is. Okay, so I was going back and forth for these going back and forth from these weights, and okay, hold on. How do I want to word this? Okay, so as I was going back and forth from 120 to 130 as I was going back and forth from 120 to 147, the reason why I gained all that weight purposefully was because I was like, okay, well, everyone's telling me that I'm gonna get thick if I just gain weight, like it's just gonna magically go to the right places. Boy, was I wrong. I gained a lot of weight around my abdominal area. I gained a lot of arm. I did gain weight down there, but not the way I wanted it to look. Okay, now during this time, squats was very important. Like everyone's like, oh, you have to squat, squat's gonna give you your glutes and etc., which is your booty. Okay, so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do squats, and I entered all these 100 squat challenges that you can see on YouTube, and oh my gosh, like that's gonna give me my results that I want. Failed again. It wasn't giving me what it's supposed to give, and I have like pictures here. I should post it somewhere. And it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do, like what people allegedly told me it was supposed to do. Okay, now I did start adding weight to it eventually, and I did start seeing results. I'm like, ooh, but then I started growing my legs because I'm leg dominant. I had no idea that my legs were so much stronger than my glute muscle. It was so underdeveloped that when I was doing squats, what was growing mainly were my legs, my quads, my hamstrings. It was helping my calves out. My glutes were just dead. It was just sleeping, snoozing the whole time I was doing the squats. Okay, so after a while, I was trying to see what was going to work out for me, and because squats were just such a leg dominated workout, I needed to figure out what was going to work for me. So that is when eventually I was just like, forget this. I'm going to do a glute day. I'm going to have days that's dedicated just for the booty, just for that. Also, another thing that I do want to mention is I started adding weight to my workout. Okay, like adding weights to your workouts, I wasn't doing it before because I was so afraid that I was going to look like a man. Oh, I'm going to look like a man. No, that doesn't happen. Like, we as women, we cannot look like men. Like, it doesn't happen. Like, your body fat percentage, like, you're going to have a high body fat percentage regardless because you're a woman. Like, that's just what it is. Okay, so keep a list. Common mistakes that I did. I kept doing squats. I didn't use enough weight. Oh, another thing, I was eating way too much junk food, guys. I ate in one sitting one time 24 donuts. Like, I had a problem. I had an issue. And I just assumed that, oh, because like it doesn't matter, like it's gonna, like I'm just gonna get thick. No, what you eat really does matter. So I'm gonna talk about that in a few. So as I'm starting to do these glute days, I started really looking into my nutrition, and my nutrition was very a big issue. So I had to cut back on the junk food. Now, I noticed that when I was eating too little, like I cut the junk food completely, I would go into these binge cravings and I would go crazy, and I would eating all these like junk foods and just go crazy. So what worked for me was I started eating like 1 or 2 junk foods a day. Moderation is key. I wasn't doing super restrictive eating. Super restrictive eating was not it for me. Okay, so now I started the weightlifting I started doing isolated glute days. Isolated glute days are days that are dedicated, like I said, to your booty, and I was adding weight continuously because overloading is important for that muscle growth, okay? Not only that, but also making sure that you're eating protein, okay? Now, I prefer natural protein or any vegan powders for protein. I do not like the artificial whey protein stuff like that. So I steer away from that, and you don't need it to like, you don't need a bunch of like artificial protein to like in order to gain all this weight. But anyways, now as I'm like doing these glute days, I'm changing my nutrition. Boom, I felt like I hit the lottery. Like I start seeing growth. Like the first 3 months of me being consistent, mind you, I was very inconsistent. Like I was, okay, I didn't mention this before. When I was inconsistent for 2 years. Now, the first year, I was doing lightweight. I was eating junk food still, but I was consistent. Now, the second year, I kind of had figured out already, and this is when I was in this era where I like started working out. I started adding weight, but I was so inconsistent, mind you, because I failed in my fitness journey. So it was just like, I felt like, what's the point? Like, I'm just gonna fail again. There's gonna be another fail attempt. So I was very inconsistent. Now, I did get some results from that, but it wasn't like, wow, you look amazing. It was like, well, okay. Now, come in, and it comes to the third year of my fitness journey. Now, this is when I went hard. The first 3 months, I went hard. I was consistent. I cut back a lot on the junk food. I was just eating 1 or 2 a day, which that's little for me. Now, after that, I started adding weight to my workouts and actually continuously increasing. I added about 5 to 10 pounds a week to my glute workouts, as much as I could. Now, I only added weight if my form was getting right. So if I was doing my hip thrust correctly, I added weight. If I was doing my single RDLs correctly, I added weight. And my one-legged hip thrust, which these are really important workouts, especially if you're trying to grow your glutes. These are my favorite ones. Now, there are other ones, but I'll get into that later. So now I'm doing those workouts. I'm being consistent. Boom, I see results. I think at the first 3 months, I saw about a 2-inch growth. Now, I am taller. I'm 5'7", so these results were kind of slow. There are people that get results way faster than me, but I have slow muscle growth, and on top of that, I'm taller, on the taller end, so my results were kind of slow. Now, as I started eating also actual food, less processed, okay? Because mind you, you are feeding your muscles, and when you're feeding your muscles, it needs to eat something in order for it to grow. Like, you need to give it nutrition, you know what I'm saying? Your body needs real actual stuff, okay? I'm gonna take a break. So, all right. So, your body needs actual nutrition. You can't be living off of junk food. You can't get results and eat junk food, okay? It don't happen like that. Okay. So I cut back on the junk food. I started eating real food, and I saw some massive gains. Like, I got thick. I had never been thick in my life. Let me tell you, yes, I was acting up because I had never been thick in my life. There might be a video around that I was twerking at Taco Bell. Don't judge me. At the end of the day, I got free freezes, you know what I'm saying, for the whole crew. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was acting up. But anyways, I was very consistent with my workouts. I definitely everybody saw the results. By the way, I do want to talk about, okay, so the things that I was eating, I was eating high protein meals, but I also made sure I ate them carbs right before my lift. Now, why is this important? Because that's going to give you your energy, baby girl. That's what's going to let you finish the whole workout, okay? So I was able to figure that. I was able to like actually like listen and not be stubborn and actually eat some potatoes. And my favorite is air fried Cajun potatoes before the gym. So I eat that, and then I do a good lift. And after that, I hit my high protein meal. So in the morning, I have by the way, the way you balance out your eating is important. Some people need higher protein. At the beginning of my fitness journey, where I was getting my serious gains, I did have to eat way more protein than the average person. So technically, you're supposed to eat protein is like in grams, like your weight. So if you weigh 125 pounds, you're supposed to eat 125 grams. And I wouldn't say I necessarily do that now because I don't need to. I still eat a lot of protein, but you know, it depends on how your body reacts to protein. Okay, because some people don't need that much. Like, their body just knows what to do. All right, so another thing that's very important for you to get results is resting. You have to rest, you guys. Sleep is important, and also resting your muscles is important. You guys keep doing, another mistake that I did that you guys do too, is you cannot continuously do glute days every single day. You cannot hit glutes every single day and expect to see results. Your muscles grow when you are resting, okay? So keep that in mind. If your muscles cannot rest, they cannot grow. So you are working out and you rest. And then you work out your glutes again and then you can rest. Max workout that you should do on your glutes, especially when you're adding weights, is 3 pounds. I mean, is 3 days a week. That's the maximum that I want to see you guys doing it, because other than that, like, you're overexhausting that muscle and it's not allowing to rest. Just because you work it hard and work it out all the time does not mean that it is going to give you the results you want. You know what I'm saying? So rest those muscles. Okay. Let me see. So, yeah, so make sure that you guys, if you want to grow your glutes, make sure you're having isolated glute days. Make sure that you are eating enough protein and eating balanced. Make sure that you are adding weights to your workouts, if I didn't say that. Make sure that you're adding weights to your workouts. That is very important to see your growth, and overloading. Also, another thing that you guys need to also focus on at the end of the day is your form, because you want your form to be correct and you want your form to be hitting, you want your form to be good enough that you are hitting the right area that you want, which is your glute, for your glute focus workouts. Another thing is, make sure that you guys are hitting upper body. Upper body workouts are very important because you cannot execute a lot of the glute focus workouts if your upper body is trying to take over it, or it's just like, it needs to be, you need to train it, okay? Let me see. I don't think I'm forgetting anything else. But I think if you guys have any more questions about my transformation, please let me know in the comments. I will be posting more workouts. I will be posting meals. And make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification button. Follow me on TikTok if you don't. Follow me on Instagram if you don't. And I am going to do a giveaway once I hit 4,000. I'm giving away sweatbands. So I'm thinking about maybe giving away 10. So let me know what you guys would want on this page, and let's get thick together. Bye.